Hi, I'm Rebecca Everett, Senior Environmental Planner with the City of Fort Collins. We're here today to talk about some proposed updates to oil and gas regulations at the City of Fort Collins. The City of Fort Collins is proposing a few targeted updates to its oil and gas regulations, and we would like to hear from you. This video explains the proposed code changes and how you as a community member can be more involved in the process. There are 3 code changes currently under consideration. Each will be explained in more detail in this video. First is the removal of references to a ban on hydraulic fracturing, also known as fracking, within city limits. The second is to increase the required distance between new development and construction projects and existing oil and gas operations. This is also referred to as a setback. The third is to reduce the required distance or setback between new development and construction projects and oil and gas wells that have been properly plugged and abandoned. So let's take a closer look at oil and gas operations in Fort Collins. This map from the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission shows regional oil and gas wells along the Front Range and in eastern Colorado. The blue circle highlights Fort Collins city limits. You can follow the website on this slide to access an online GIS map to look more closely at the wells in any area of Colorado. Currently, in Fort Collins, we have only one operator that is developing an oil field in the northeast part of the city. Within city limits, this includes 10 wells that would be considered active. Of those, 3 are currently producing oil. 20 wells within city limits are considered abandoned, meaning they have been closed off. On a larger scale, in Colorado, there are nearly 55,000 active wells. About 24,000, or almost half of the active wells in the state, are located east of Fort Collins in Weld County, and Weld County is the top producer of both oil and gas in Colorado. The city adopted a citizen-initiated 5-year moratorium on hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, in November 2013, which was subsequently overturned by the Colorado Supreme Court in May of 2016. The moratorium is still referenced in the city's municipal code. However, because the moratorium is no longer valid, all references to the ban need to be removed. That code change will be considered by City Council on Tuesday, December 19th at their regular meeting if you would like to watch online or attend to provide public comment. The Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission, or COGCC, requires setbacks for new oil and gas wells near existing buildings, but the state does not regulate new land development, such as new neighborhoods or commercial areas, near existing oil and gas infrastructure. This is also referred to as a reciprocal setback. The Land Use Code currently requires a reciprocal setback of at least 350 feet from all oil and gas wells, both active and plugged-in abandoned wells. The city proposes to increase the setback of new development from existing active oil and gas wells from 350 feet to 500 feet, or the standard state setback for new wells, whichever is greater. The previously adopted reciprocal setback requirements were intended to match the state's requirements for new wells, which at the time was 350 feet. Since then, the state has updated its setbacks for new oil and gas wells to 500 feet. Updating the city's reciprocal setback requirements to 500 feet would be consistent with the original intent of the code requirements. Another code change under consideration relates to the setbacks from plugged and abandoned wells. Plugged and abandoned wells are wells that have been filled with concrete plugs and permanently removed from operation. Currently, the Land Use Code does not distinguish between operational or active wells and wells that have been permanently plugged and abandoned. However, the city has determined that a reduced buffer for wells that have been plugged and abandoned to current state standards may be appropriate. The city proposes reducing the setback of new development from these abandoned wells from 350 feet to 100 feet. A reduced setback for these wells would create a stronger financial incentive for land developers to coordinate the plugging and abandonment of wells on development sites, rather than keeping the wells in active operation as new housing and commercial development occurs. Wells would be required to be plugged and abandoned to the current state standards. The city would like your feedback on these proposed changes to city codes. There are a number of ways for you and your neighbors to get involved, ask questions, and share your thoughts. An online survey is currently available to collect questions and comments on the proposed code changes. Please visit fcgov.com/oilandgas to complete the online survey. We will be hosting drop-in sessions for you to meet one-on-one with city staff to discuss your questions and comments as well. In addition, we encourage you to participate in upcoming Planning and Zoning Board and City Council hearings. More information on these hearings will be posted on the project website as the dates are finalized. You can also share this video and the link to the city's oil and gas website with your friends and neighbors, or reach out directly to city staff at any time. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.